In this series that we have started, we are discussing, I am simplifying for you, what are markers of aging, how they affect your health, and how you can reverse some of these markers of aging, and with it, reverse some of the diseases that are caused or associated with these markers of aging. There are 9 markers of aging, but for today, I'm going to constrain myself to talking about stem cells only. Stem cells, the depletion of stem cells is one of the key markers of aging. All right? The depletion of stem cells is one of the key markers that also lead to some diseases that we call lifestyle diseases. I'll explain about this later, but let me first tell you what are stem cells, what they do for you in an oversimplified way, and how you can increase or rejuvenate some of these stem cells. Okay? Now, the name stem, it's very simple. It comes from a tree. I want you to think about a tree, the stem of a tree. Now, the stem of a tree is not something that is specialized. But when you go to the leaves are specialized because they're in charge of photosynthesis. You know, that kind of thing. The fruits are also, they are also specialized, the fruits, because they make sugars. You know, all these other parts of a tree are specialized, but the stem is not specialized. So I want you to think about stem cells in the same way. Stem cells are cells that are made by your body. There are many types of stem cells. They are made by your body, and they exist in a state of potentiality. That means a stem cell can develop into a bone cell. It can develop into a blood cell. It can develop into a muscle cell. So stem cells in the body is the way, they are the building materials of the body. They are the raw materials for your body, from which all other cells with specialized functions, you know, are generated. Under the right conditions, you know, in a body, or in a laboratory, stem cells divide themselves and form what we call daughter cells. Okay? So when these cells deplete in your body, when they are low, there's a problem. You start experiencing accelerated aging. For instance, let me just give you an example. You need new stem cells to give you or to produce new white blood cells. You know the role they play in your immunity, white blood cells. So if you cannot create, or if your body cannot manufacture these stem cells to give you these to make white blood cells, that means your immunity will be compromised and you will be a candidate of so many diseases. So stem cells play a very important role in your health. Now, in every cell in your body has the same genetic code, but there are regions in your DNA that are turned off and on, you know, on each, allowing each unique cell to have different, or to make in every cell unique from each other. You know, bone cells are unique from fat cells. You know, the cells that make your bones, the cells that make your blood are different from the cells that make up your nails and whatever. So stem cells are those cells in which their DNA has not been turned into such a way that it becomes something else. So they just exist and they can be turned into another type of cell. When they get depleted, you have problems in your health. Now, stem cells are specialized to have 2 capabilities. First is they can renew themselves. You know, they can make copies of themselves, so they can increase. They keep on doing that. But when you get old, or when you experience what you call biological aging, not chronological aging, your capacity to produce these stem cells is altered. Now, the first function is what I've told you. They can renew themselves. Okay. The second function is to differentiate themselves. That is what I told you. They can develop into another cell, you know. So stem cells utilize these 2 systems to repair your body. not just to protect you from diseases, but to prepare your body when you are in a catabolic state. I'll talk about catabolism in another video, but just take the word repair. So they repair your body. Without these stem cells, you cannot repair your body. The repair capacity will be compromised. There are several ways, several things you can do, and even some compounds that you can take to help your body regenerate stem cells, or to give it more capacity of regenerating stem cells. We are going there. Now, some of these ways, might require the use of a lab. Some others you can do by lifestyle changes, and others, of course, the ones I've told you, taking certain compounds. Now, what we used to do in the past was we would remove embryos from embryonic, young life, and remove stem cells from embryos and then inject them, because embryos are very rich in stem cells because they are young. They're still differentiating at every stage. Removing stem cells from the embryos and then inject them to people who need them, and it worked. But it was very controversial because it's like killing one life to give life to another, and embryo, that's also a living life, because in science what we call life begins when you form the genome. So life begins almost at conception, according to science. So you cannot remove embryos from one life and inject it to a person who needed it. It became very controversial. Most countries have banned it, and even the United Nations, through the World Health Organization, does not recommend those kind of procedures. So they have been abandoned. And next came a man called Shinya Yamanaka from Japan, who was later awarded Nobel Prize for this accomplishment when he discovered a set of signaling chemicals that influenced ordinary cells into becoming stem cells. So this man proved that there is a way you can do to change ordinary cells into stem cells. Now, these chemicals were later named Yamanaka factors, and they appear actually to reverse biological aging. It's a complicated process. We'll go back to that later. It's not something that you can get in your local hospital, but let me tell you what you can get, right? Now, senescent cells. We have discovered that senescent cells are what we call dead cells in layman's language. Otherwise, they are not dead cells because they are still participating in the cellular signaling, okay? Now, senescent cells are cells in a state of permanent arrest. We have discovered that if you can eliminate senescent cells from your body gains new capacity to regenerate new stem cells. Now, we have another video, if you are following this series, where I explain in detail how you can eliminate senescent cells from your body. So you can have a look at that. If you eliminate senescent cells, you will get a new capacity to create new stem cells. You can also help your body to create new stem cells through the taking of NMN. There's a compound called NMN, but I cannot recommend which one you can buy. This is something that you need to go and speak to your doctor about. NMN, but with NMN, you also need to adjust with your lifestyle. It cannot work just like that because you need to activate your sirtuins for NMN to work, all right? Therefore, you need to adjust your lifestyle. And even adjusting your lifestyle alone, even without NMN, helps your body to regenerate new stem cells. Now, the regeneration of new stem cells requires a certain condition. And the top one, the biggest one, is the absence of sugar inside your cells. So you need to take down your consumption of sugar, things like alcohol, junk food, even limit carbohydrates, limit the number you eat in a day. If you eat 4 times, you are not going to succeed in this. You need to limit what you eat and the amount you eat, and even the number of times that you eat in a day. So if you combine these strategies, if you combine all of them or some of them, they can take you a long way forward in helping your body regenerate new stem cells, and with it, good life, good health, and also reverse some of aspects of cellular aging in your body. Finally, let me introduce myself. My name is Pish, SPISH. I started my career in journalism. I'm a journalist, but at some point I took advantage of a program offered by University of Tokyo, and I did genetics. So right now I'm involved in a lot of research in this area of aging and biotechnology, and I'm now a full scientist. I was obese. I had a lot of autoimmune conditions, 3 of them, one of vitiligo, which I had been told cannot be healed. And I had vitiligo patches all over my body. And now you can see it's only on my hands. I healed myself. I reversed my obesity. And if you are watching this today, I have a lot of information in this channel that can help you to make a similar journey on your health. And we can move together for you and for your family. You can subscribe to my channel. You can also visit my website,